Thornwhisk and the Armor of Wit. In a sun-dappled burrow beneath the roots of an ancient oak lived Thornwhisk. He was a mouse who cherished the quiet life. His home was a masterpiece of order, tea tins lined up by color, cushions fluffed to perfection, and a floor swept clean of every stray seed. To Thornwhisk, a perfect day was one where nothing unexpected happened, and his whiskers remained perfectly dry. The peace was shattered by a rhythmic clanking that made Thornwhisk's tea set rattle. A heavy knock fell upon his round wooden door. Standing there was Sir Calin, a mouse knight clad in gleaming silver plate armor that looked far too heavy for a Tuesday evening. "Master Thornwhisk," Calin boomed, his voice echoing in the small hallway. "The kingdom of Moss Rock has fallen to the beast of the peak. We need a guide who knows the secret paths of the mountain." Thornwhisk did not want to go. He looked at his soft armchair and his warm fire. But Sir Orin, the second knight, stepped forward with a weary sigh. "Without you, our people have no home," Orin said. Reluctantly, Thornwhisk packed a small bag, not with swords but with a ball of string, a magnifying glass, and a very sturdy umbrella. He stepped out from under the oak, his heart thumping like a drum against his ribs. Their journey began in the Whispering Woods, a place where the trees seemed to lean in to steal your secrets. The knights marched loudly, their armor clinking and clanking, attracting the attention of a hungry shadowhawk. "Stop!" Thornwhisk hissed, pulling the knights into a thicket of ferns. While the knights reached for their blades, Thornwhisk used his umbrella to mimic the shape of a jagged rock, hiding them perfectly until the danger soared away. By the third day, they reached the crumbling ruins of the old gate. A massive stone door blocked the mountain pass, inscribed with a riddle that had no keyhole. Sir Orin tried to shoulder the door open, but the stone didn't budge. Thornwhisk stepped forward, using his magnifying glass to read the tiny moss-covered runes. "It doesn't ask for strength," Thornwhisk whispered. "It asks for the name of the wind." He whistled a sharp, clear note, and the stone groaned open. To enter the mountain, they had to navigate the ancient tunnels of the deep dark. The air grew heavy, and the knights' heavy boots echoed too loudly against the stone. "The beast has ears like a bat," Thornwhisk warned. He took his ball of string and tied it to Sir Calin's belt, leading them through a maze of stalactites. He moved like a shadow, showing them where to step to avoid the crunching gravel and the snapping twigs. Finally, they reached the great hall of Moss Rock. Deep in the shadows, a massive creature named Gloomscale lay coiled around the golden throne. The knights' knees knocked together, their armor rattling like dry leaves. "We cannot face that," Sir Calin whispered, his courage failing. Thornwhisk realized that armor could protect the body, but it couldn't stop the heart from shaking. "Stay here," Thornwhisk said firmly. "I will speak for us." Thornwhisk walked into the center of the hall, looking like a speck of dust against the floor. Gloomscale uncoiled, a dragon-like beast with scales the color of midnight. A low growl shook the floor. "Why have you come, little snack?" the beast hissed. Thornwhisk didn't run. He sat down and opened his bag. "I've come to offer a trade," Thornwhisk said calmly. "The silence of this cold mountain for the warmth of the sun. You aren't a king. You're just a prisoner of your own shadow." Thornwhisk spoke of the meadows and the open sky, reminding the beast of the world it had forgotten. Realizing its own loneliness, the beast let out a long, weary sigh and took flight, soaring out through the mountain's peak into the night. The knights rushed into the hall, cheering and lifting their swords. "The kingdom is ours." "You are a hero, Thornwhisk. We shall build you a statue of gold." But Thornwhisk didn't want a statue. While the knights celebrated, he quietly slipped away, following his string back through the tunnels and the forest. By morning, he was back under his oak tree. He put on his kettle, fluffed his favorite cushion, and sat with a steaming cup of chamomile. He was just a small mouse in a quiet burrow, but as he looked at his dusty umbrella, he smiled. He knew that bravery wasn't about the size of your sword, but the depth of your heart.